Hi everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today we are going to see a new question and it is second largest element in the array. It is based on array only and quite the same as the previous one but a little more conceptual. Okay, so we will be following the thing or the track that we were following in the previous question. In case you are following this playlist and haven't checked out the previous question, please go and check it out and then you can continue with me in this question. Now in this question we have been given an array. Okay, this array will contain integers and what we need to do is we need to return the second largest element. Okay, now we need to focus on two things here. Okay, that the question that we have or the array that we have, it can contain duplicate elements. Okay, why this has been made specific? Because the way we will be solving question will become like it will vary. Okay, so if we do not have duplicate elements, what we can do, like if we say see in the brute force approach, then we can simply sort the array and we can return n minus 2. Now if the case is we are having duplicate elements, then we cannot do that, right? So that's why it has been mentioned that we can have duplicate elements, and we have been told that there is a chance that we will not get an element which is second largest. In that case we need to return minus 1. Okay, now we have been given this question, or let's go through this example. So here the question that we have is containing the array which is sorted. Okay, but it is not sure that you will be getting a sorted array, so keep this in mind that there is a chance that you might get an array which is not sorted. So if you are solving the question, you need to solve the question in such a way that it is valid for both sorted and unsorted array. Okay, now according to this sorted array the largest element is 8, so n minus 2, that n minus 2 value that we have here, which is 6, it will be the second largest element, right? So we will be returning 6 here. Now how will we come across a case where we will not get any, like we will not get any maximum second maximum value and we will just return minus 1, right? So there can be a case how, like let's say I have 2 and 2 only. Now we have this array, in this the largest element is 2, and since this 2 is the largest element, therefore we cannot return any second largest element from this value, so we will be returning minus 1 from here. Okay, so now the other thing that we have is, let's go through the constraints. Okay, now we have been told that the test cases, okay, the number of test cases that we will be running can lie from 1 to 100. Okay, so the test case basically mean here is how many times we can take input by, like in one night, or like by executing the program one. Okay, once. Now let's say you executed the code and you have given the test cases as 5, so it will take 5 inputs from you. You don't have to like take care of that, it is already mentioned, it will be already taken care of in the driver code. You just need to create a function to return the second largest element. Now we have been told that the length of the array, which is denoted by n, it can start, like it can lie from 1 to 5000. Okay, so there can be 5000 integers also, 1 also, between that it can lie anywhere. Okay, and about the elements or the numbers that we will be having in the array can be from minus 10 power 9 to 10 power 9. Okay, so these are the constants that we have been given. Now as I said, the brute force approach we can have is sorting the array, right? So what we can do, we will simply sort the array. Now for the first condition where we do not have duplicate, we can just return n minus 2, right? If we have sorted, we can return n minus 2. Now let's say I have duplicate element, so one more case will be added, right? Or one edge case is added, that we need to check if the value that we have in n minus 2 is not equals to n minus 1, right? In this way we will have to we will keep comparing till we find a value which is not equals to n minus 1, right? Now let's say I have 2 4 4 5 5 and 5, so the value that I should return here is 4, right? So I need to keep comparing, right? The value that I am seeing here, these both are equal, so I cannot take this. again I will be comparing this value and this value. These are equal, so I will not take this. Then I will compare this and this. So this 4 is the second largest element and I will be returning that. Okay, so what we need to take care is we have to sort the element, like sort the array. Okay, sort the array, and we need to like iterate in the reverse order. In reverse, and make comparison with n-1 value. Now if the length of like this array is 1, then we will simply return like -1, because it will not have the second largest value. In case we have duplicate elements, like I said in the previous example, we have been given 2 and 2. So for such cases, what we will do, like we will have to take care of that, right? So in case we are not finding any small value, then we will have to return -1. Okay, so that is one thing. Now this sorting, okay, the sorting of the array, if you are using any function, or the most optimized sorting that you will do, will have a time complexity of O of n log n. Okay, now how do we optimize this, right? If you can recall, in the previous question what we did, we were going from first to the end of the array and we were comparing, right? We got a maximum value and we used to compare with the array element that if it is greater or not, right? So we can do the same thing here. Why? Because let's say now if I have 2, 4, 3, 6, 8. Okay, so now we will be discussing optimal. Now let's say I have this array. Okay, now if I start the comparison from here, so let's say I want the maximum value. This will be my maximum value. Okay, I have got the maximum value. Now my second maximum value, or the second largest value, will be lesser than this, but it will still be the largest value, right? It will be lesser than the largest value, but it will be greater than rest of the values. So what we can do now, let's say if we have the value, okay, like we have started from here and I have initialized the value. So let's say I have one value which is maxi, we are initializing with 2, and we have second maximum. Okay, so we are also initializing with this value. Now why am I not taking the maximum value, like the most minimum value that is possible? Because we have already been given that the value in the array can lie from 10 power minus 10 power 9 to 10 power 9. So if I take any initial value, it can create a problem for me, right? So in order to avoid that, what we will do, we will assign the 0th index value to both of these. Now what we will do, how do we find the maximum? It will always be the largest value in the array. So we will simply compare for this, that if the maximum value is lesser than the array at I index, the value at ith index, then I will assign that maximum value in the maxi, right? So this is what I will do. Now my second largest value that I have, let's start the iteration. Okay, so this is 2, we have 4, 3, 6 and 8. Now both are initialized with this. I will start the iteration from here. Okay, so my first condition that I will check is for maxi, right? If maxi is less than ARR of I. So this condition that we have here is, it will become true, right? So my maximum will get updated to 4, right? And since till now, if we are considering this part of the array, so in this the largest value is 4 and the second largest value is 2. So my second is still 2, so there is no issue. Okay, fine, we will move forward. Now we will come here. Okay, now we have this part of the array. We will compare this 4 and 3. I will check if the value that I have 4, okay, is lesser than 3 or not. Okay, so it will become false. therefore my maximum will not get updated. It will still be 4, but the value 3, it is an eligible second largest value because it is greater than 2 and it is lesser than 4, which means I need to update my value if I am finding a larger value, right, which is like larger value in the sense which is greater than the second value that is carrying. So I know this, that I will have to compare second with array of I, right? So what I can do, I can check if second is lesser than the array of I can assign that value in my second. Okay, so what I will do, I will assign this, I will check if 3 is if 2 is lesser than 3, this is true, so now second will become 2. Now I will move here. Okay, according to like now the array that I have is in this part. Okay, this is the maximum value, right? So my eligible maximum candidate for till now is 6 and the second largest value is 4, right? Till now the second largest value is 4, so I cannot go back now, right? I have assigned 3 here, I cannot go back, that 4 is already assigned to the maximum value. So now what can I do? Okay, so in such cases where I find a maximum value, right, which is like when I am changing from the maximum value to the another value that is even greater than the maxi, right? So there is a chance, right, if I have 4 and 6, in this can be a second largest value, right? So I will assign that in my second maximum. Okay, so what I mean is, if I am going through a condition where maxi is lesser than ARR of I, okay, pay attention to this because this is very important. Now you have a candidate, right, which can be your second largest value. Now I had 4 in my maxi and I am changing to even a greater value, which means this 4 can be an eligible larger, like second largest value. So for that what I will do, I will assign second with maxi, because anyways I found a value which is greater than that, right, which is greater than the maxi, which means this is second maximum, right? If you see, let's start the iteration again so that it will be clearer. We will take this part of the array only. Let's start the iteration from here. Okay, so initially both are same, maxi is also 2, second is also 2. Okay, now I will start from here. My maxi will check, right, if maxi is less than ARR of I. So it is true, right? I have 2 here and it is lesser than 4. So my maxi got updated to 4. Now my second will also check the same value, right? Because I am checking both values at the same time. So I have this second which is lesser than or like lesser than ARR of I. Now in the same way this 2 is lesser than 4, right? What will happen? I will have second larger also maxi and maxi will become also 4. Both will become equal and I cannot have that because there is a chance, like let's say I have 2 and 4 only in the array. Now this should be my second largest value and this should be my largest value, right? And if I am not giving any other condition, I am not checking, then what will happen? My value for second will get updated to 4 and I will have a wrong answer. So what I need to check here is that it should not be equal to the maximum value. Okay, and maxi is not equals to ARR of I. Okay, so now what will happen? The value that I have here is already assigned in maxi, which means this condition will become false and my second will still be 2 only. Now we came across one more condition, right? We need to keep that in mind about this statement that we added here. Okay, that we are adding second. Now if you will pay attention, if you will add second with 2, we are till now we are getting our answer, right? We need to add, if even if we update that value with 2, we are still getting our answer, right? So now let's move on, okay, and we will see if it what happens. Now this 3 that we have, okay, this 3 will check if 3 this will be our 4 and maxi is 4 and ARR, so this condition will become false. Now I will check for this condition, right? If the value, okay, 2 is lesser than 3 and 4 is not equals to 3, both of this condition become true. Now what will happen? My second will get updated and it will become 3, right? After this I will come here, right? What will happen? I have the maximum value as 4. Now I have the maximum value as 4 and I am comparing it with 6. This condition will become true. What will happen? First we will assign the maxi in second. So what will happen? My second will become 4 and then maxi will get updated to 6. I hope you are able to understand in which direction I am going. The reason I am assigning second in second while checking the maximum value is because it is the most probable second largest value, because once I am updating my max, the value which was left behind, it was the second largest value, right? Because if I am having, let's say, an array 2 3 4 6, in this is the largest value, but in order to become this if this value becomes the largest value, it should be lesser than this, but it should be greater than the rest of the array, right? So this is the most eligible candidate for becoming the largest value, second largest value, okay? So that's why we are updating the second every time I am finding the maximum, okay? Now what will happen? Let's move on to the previous one. So here we have 8, okay, we will be updating in this only because in this we have added all the required conditions. Now I have added 8 here also. This 8 that I am having, okay, so again it will get compared. My maxi is 6 here, right? So I will check if this 6 is lesser than 8 or not. It is true. So what will happen? Again my second will get updated, right? So what will happen? Second will become 6, right? The previous value for maxi was 6, so it will get updated to 6 and my maxi will become 8, right? So this is what we have to do, okay? Now we are we already have the values, right? And we need to return this second, okay? Now the thing is, I was initializing these both values with the array at 0, zeroth value at in the array, right? Now we have been given the instruction in the question that if we do not find any value, we need to return -1. If I already assign second here, okay, like I have 2 and 2, and if I assign second also with 2, it will return 2. So in order to avoid the problem, what we will do, we will initialize maxi only with array at the 0th index, and second what we will do, we will initialize with -1, so that if we are not getting the minimum value, second largest value, so we will return -1 directly, okay? So now let's move on to the code editor. Once you will be trying to code this, whatever the small doubts are there, it will be clear with that. So let's see the code now. We will declare maxi and second maximum, so let's declare that also, second, okay. It should be initialized with 0th index, right? ARR of 0. Let's change this also to ARR of 0, ARR only, okay. Now this will be initialized with -1, but this will give me an error. Why am I saying this is? But because this -1 can be contained inside the array also, and there is a high possibility that this value will not change, okay, and we will face an error or a wrong answer, okay. We will see that. Let's now move on with the approach only, okay. Why am I saying this is? like minus 1 is contained in the array, and let's say we have a value which is minus 15, and there is only a possibility to assign that minus 15 into your second if you are comparing it. Okay, and according to the comparison that we have, let's see, for I in range of, we will go from 1 to length of array, right? So first what we were checking, if maxi is lesser than arr of I, then we were assigning maxi to second, and maxi was getting updated, right? So this is our one condition. Now if let's say I have already updated my second with this maximum, I don't have to check that condition again. Okay, so for that we will have else if condition, and what we will check, if this condition will become false, then only we will execute this. Okay, if second is lesser than arr of I and maxi is not equals to arr of I, then only we will have to assign this in our second. Okay, second is equals to arr of I. Now there can be a possibility where this condition will become false. Okay, and now I have to check this condition also. If my second is minus 1 and we have a value which can be assigned in this, and which is an eligible like second largest value, so I can receive a wrong answer here, right? How can I say that is, let's move on, we will run and see. And so what I have here is, I got the second largest value and I will return that. Okay, so I will return second. This will give me a wrong answer. Here I can check one more condition, that if the length, okay, if length of this array is less than 2, that is I am having only one value, then I will have to return minus 1 anyway. So let's return minus 1, we'll run. So let's see this. Okay, now what happened here is, we have minus 10, minus 40, minus 25, minus 12. In the same way we have the values. So the expected second largest value here is minus 10, right? Now what is happening, while we are iterating, this maximum will get updated. Okay, maximum will become minus 10, but the value that we have contained in this second, right, it will never get updated. Okay, that's why it is getting, like, it is remained as minus 1 only, and we are getting here minus 1 for all of them. Okay, so in order to avoid that, what we will do, we will initialize it with the, like, the least value. Okay, that is minus 2 per 31. Okay, for that in Python what we write is float minus infinity. Okay, so I have the negative value, that is the list. Now if I don't find a value, okay, if I don't find the second largest value, still I need to return minus 1. So in that case what I will do, before moving on, let's try to run this again. So this test is passed, right? We got minus 12 as a required answer. Now let's see in this test case. Okay, so what are we getting here? We are getting minus infinity here, and we want minus 1 instead of this. Why? Because since the initial value that we have given is minus infinity, that's why it is returning minus infinity if we are not getting the second largest value. So in order to avoid that, what we will do, we will write, if the second value is still the minus infinity, then return minus 1, otherwise return second. So now let's try to run this again. So the sample test cases are passed. Why am I sharing this problem is because this will help you to learn how to debug the code, because we were facing the error and we tried to solve those error one by one. Okay, now let's try to submit this. So all the test cases have been passed. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful, and in case you have any doubts, please let me know in the comments. Also, if it was helpful to you, Please share it with your friends, and in order to continue with me in this coding journey, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so you will be notified every time I post a new video. Thank you for watching.